All right, everyone. We will get started with Nico. Will Guillory, you can lead us off, please.
What's up, Nico? This is Will Guillory with The Athletic. What was it like for you? Because I know last offseason you were coming off knee surgery. So how good was it just to be able to have somewhat of a normal offseason where you can get some work in and prepare for the season?
Well, I won't define this as a normal off-season with all the lockdown and the shutdown we had going on in Europe. But for sure, it was nice to have some time to get some rest, to work properly on some stuff I couldn't work on last year because I tried to rush to be ready for training camp last year. So I'm thinking I think I'm in a better position this year than at the beginning of last year, and that's honestly a good thing. It's important to start with the right foot.
Hey, Nicolò, this is Christian Clark with NOLA.com. Kind of in that same vein. I mean, how are you just like mentally preparing to go through a season, where the pandemic is, you guys aren't going to be in a bubble or anything, and you're going to have to play 72 games while this is going on. Just how do you approach that?
Well, two mindsets probably. Like just one day at a time. Just don't do any long-term project because you never know what's going to happen. So really just take it as easy as possible. Like just think what I have to do today, and maybe when the season starts, just to prepare the next game without thinking what's next, what's after that. And the other mindset is like run away from this virus as much as possible. Isolate as much as possible. Of course, when we have to practice, when we have to play, and all this stuff is fine. But outside the court, just try to stay away as much as possible from other people, and just try to avoid to get this terrible virus.
Hey, Nico, this is Fletcher Mackel from the NBC station here in New Orleans. I hope you're well. Given the fact that Zion and Steven aren't exactly stretch players, do you think that could potentially lead to a bigger rotational role for you in the front court this year? And have you spoken to Coach Van Gundy about that? And just your initial thoughts on Coach Van Gundy, taking over the team this season?
Well, this is a question you should do to Coach. This is I wish I could answer you. I think we have very solid big guys for sure. We're very strong big guys this year. I haven't spoken yet with Coach. Like we talked like just normal stuff, but we didn't sit down and talk. So I'm just excited about next season, ready to go. Hopefully I get the opportunity I want. Hopefully we play good, we play well, and we can win as much game as possible.
Hey, Nico, it's Scott Kushner with Times-Picayune. Brandon Ingram obviously signed to a pretty long-term deal. He's a long-term piece next to Zion. You played with both of them together a little bit last season. How do those two complement each other, and where do you kind of see Brandon's game going, and especially the two of them kind of being your leaders on the floor this year?
Well, this is another question you should do to Coach. No, for sure, they're two incredible players, different qualities, different characteristics. I think they can play very well together. I think the future of this team is bright because they are two young players with a lot of talent. And so, honestly, I'm glad to have them on the team. I'm happy to play with them and not against them. So. But which is their roles? What do they have to do on the court? That's not me. I cannot answer you.
Hey, Nico, this is Jim Eichenhofer. I was just wondering, what were your impressions? What's your impression of Steven Adams as far as having played against him last season, and now what it will be like to have him on your side and in your front court this time?
As I said, I'm happy I'm playing with him and not against him, because last year I think I had to guard him when we play at home, so it wasn't a funny game for me. And But as I said, I'm just happy to have him on the team. He looks like a very cool guy, great work ethics. So just I'm excited about this season. I cannot wait to get to know them better, all of my teammates, new teammates, and as I said, hopefully it's going to be a successful season.
Hey Nick, Davide from Gazzetta here. Good to see you. What are your expectations for this season, and what do you think about Marco Bellinelli coming back to play for Virtus Bologna?
So my expectation is, as always, to do better than the previous year. So this is my thing, and as I said, this is going to be a weird season because it's not going to be like any other season we had before. So I'm trying to take, as I said, one game at a time and 1 week at a time. But let's say if I have to choose a long-term goal, is just be better than last year. And about Bailey, like, if he's happy, I'm happy. I know, and he said that he wanted, he wished he could have another year at least in the NBA, but I think he found a great deal with Virtus Bologna. He's back home. So as I said, if he's happy, I'm happy. This is the most important thing. I talked to him. We text a little bit, and he felt, he was very excited about it. He couldn't wait to start. So if he's happy, I'm happy.
Grazie, Nick.
Hello, Nicolò. I would like to ask you, first of all, last season you were close to the playoffs, you played in the bubble. How big is the motivation for you now to go to the playoffs next season with new additions and the players like Eric Bledsoe and Steven Adams? And also about you and your game, how big was the contribution of Nikos Zisis?
Well, I just spoke today with Nikos before coming to the gym. We were texting each other, like audio text, I don't know, vocal text, and for sure. Honestly, I always said that I was lucky to have met Nikos in my career because he changed it. He taught me things, leading by examples. I was just a little bit unlucky that I didn't meet him before. I wish I could have met him before because it's just, beside one of my best friends, is just a great professional player, great person, and as I said, he taught me a lot of things. And for sure, this year, as I said, my goal, and I think the goal of the team, is to be better than last year. And last year we were very close to make the playoffs, so we will try to do that. But we haven't started to practice together. We don't know each other yet, so it's going to be a weird season. There are going to be a lot of things that can, change during the season. But for sure, we want to have a successful season.
Hey, Nico, it's Brett Martel with AP. I just wanted to touch briefly on the virus in Italy. I don't know what's changed since August, but have you had any personal experience with that as it pertains to, I don't know, extended family or friends or, anything that, has it touched you personally in any way?
Well, not like I had friends that caught it. So at the beginning, when there was the first lockdown in Italy, like nobody had it between my friends and all this stuff, among my friends. And then in September, October, I was back in Italy, and I met my friends just once because, as I said, I'm just trying to run away from this virus. And we were 7 of us, and 3 of them got it already. They had it. And so I'm like, okay, this virus is getting closer. And the situation is bad. It doesn't look good. I'm very proud how Italy react about it. It's something unknown, I think, yet. Hopefully this vaccine comes out quick, but even though when the vaccine comes out, it will take long before we go back to a normal life. And but it's not easy. It's not easy. Everything is shut down. I was honestly impressed for how much stuff is open here in the States, because both in Italy and Germany, where my wife's from, is basically everything is shut down. You cannot go to walk in a restaurant. You can just pick up to go home and eat at home, or it's weird. It's weird, and but I personally I was lucky that nobody in my family till now, and hopefully it stays like this, caught the virus and had bad symptoms.
Hey, Nico, this is Fletcher. One more question here, kind of a non-basketball question. I know you tweeted and posted stuff about New Orleans growing on you and kind of learning to love New Orleans last season. Are you more excited even during the pandemic to kind of get out and about in New Orleans? Do people recognize you on the streets? Just kind of your general thoughts about year 2 of calling our city home.
Well, I was excited to come back to New Orleans. I kind of miss it, at one point, even because, the offseason, it was, for an European player, it was very long because almost 3 months of offseason, we don't have 3 months of offseason in Europe. So I was really excited to come back, and my wife and I are very happy to be here. We feel at home here, and I don't know if I'm going to see much more of the city this year because, as I told you, I'm trying to run away from this virus, so I might just stay at home, sit on the couch, and do nothing. That's basically the plan. But sometimes, like, people recognize me on the street, like, I don't know why and how, but yeah, they do that, and they tell me that I'm a good basketball player, so I think they have very bad taste in basketball. They don't know a lot about it, and but. Yeah, I like it here. They're very polite because if they tell me I'm a good basketball player, they're very polite.
Great. Thanks so much, Nico.